Hi folks, today we are at Hogback Ridge, and here's the map of it. It's a big park, and we probably will not do the full, we definitely won't do the full park in this video, and we may not ever get the full park because there's some rough patches that I won't be able to do. They do have a nice pavilion here and then some separate picnic tables. And Lucy doesn't seem to want to come on the trail that I want to go on. Because that's hard for me to. So you can see there's some steep paths. Yeah. But the steep paths are hard for me to do. And that I have one. I think there's some up here. And it loops around. So as you can see now, it's fully green. Still a little chilly in northern Ohio here. It's in the 40s this morning. And today is May 18th. Now, this trail is a little rocky, but it's doable. And it's just this little part. And then it kind of gets flat. Now this here is called the Butterfly Trail, which loops around. Here, oh, I don't know if I got it or not, because that sun is so bright. I'm sure you can hear it though. At least I hope it's picking up. And then this is the Hemlock Trail. Yeah, it'll be in the actually I got more than one. Do you need one? So do we want to try the Butterfly Trail or do the other? Yeah, let's do the Butterfly Trail today. Hogback Ridge is in Madison, Ohio, and looks like some new life coming out of the stump. I'd say 10 minutes south of the Madison-Thompson exit off of I-90. Oh, I see what I did. I don't know if I got the bird or not. And as I said, this, though, all we've seen so far are the white butterflies anywhere in this area. But this section does attract all kinds of butterflies. We've seen the monarchs and the black with the white. I'm not sure what they are, but they're really pretty. We've seen them. As I said, I don't know that they're actually here yet, but it's an open path with the fields which attract the pollinators. And I'm not sure if this is bird houses or bat houses that are coming up on here. When we get closer, I'll take a better look. So, and then other trails are more woody, and as I said, some actually that go down to the Grand River, and people go steelhead fishing there more during the winter than in the summer, but they do, and they go fishing. There's other fish there, of course, that they fish for in the summer, but that is, we cannot get down there. There's, I don't know, I might be exaggerating, but probably 100 or more steps, so no way am I doing that. And these are actually interesting. I'm not sure what exactly those are for. There's like metal things coming out of them. And it has me thoroughly confused. I'm gonna try and go around, see if I can get a view from this other side. I have to go in the grass here. A little loop around the tree that they've mowed. I don't know if y'all are... Oh, I can definitely... Yeah. So I don't know if you can see that. If anybody has any ideas about what that's about and what it's for, please let me know in the comments, because it really has me interested. And wait for Lucy and Mrs. Traveler to come over here, see if Mrs. Traveler knows. See you in a little bit. Okay, Mrs. Traveler's as curious and clueless as I am, but I did find a pretty little purple flower. And now we're walking on. They do have a water tank here. This used to be a farm, and the park system bought it over and made it into, as I said, a pollinator field. And I don't know, that's just grass blowing. I thought there was actually a butterfly. Oh well. But we get excited about the butterflies and the birds. We already knew about the birds. But and there's I wonder what kind of tree that is. Is that a plum tree? Yeah. I'm gonna get my phone out and take a picture of this tree so we can tell you what it is. Be back in a minute. Okay, so this tree, according to the this app that we have to identify plants, is a black locust. And usually it's pretty correct, so now we'll see if how loose he is. There's another dog coming. There's some sort of, I can't find it now. It's way, there's a bird way in the distance there. It's rocky, the trail, but it's okay with the walker. I think a wheelchair could do it. So I there's I think a red-winged blackbird, but it flew down and it's in the field. But once they're in the grass, it's hard to find them. Yeah, and now the one up in the air is closer. Huh? You think? It looks small to me. Might be a hawk. Huh? Yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't know if I'm getting it or not. I guess I'll find out when I watch the video whether I got it or not. So I guess the crickets are starting. Doesn't that sound like crickets? Which, frankly, Walt Disney does not portray what a cricket looks like well. I always thought that Jiminy was cute, and then when I saw a real cricket, I'm like, it's kind of ugly. I know, I shouldn't say that about them, but, and man, can they be pests, because we get tons of them in our area, and then they get in the house, and it's a pain in our ears when we're trying to sleep. Huh, honey? She's nodding her head yes. And Mrs. found a rose bush. If y'all haven't figured it out you haven't figured it out yet, I can't talk right, but we love our nature. There was a bird flying around in there. As I said, once they're in the field, it is so hard to locate them. So for now, I don't know if you can see this hill or not, but we'll probably take a little break and be back. Unless I find something before going up this hill, but I'm going to concentrate on the hill. See you in a bit. Bye. So before we got up the hill, we found these really pretty yellow flowers. And of course I looked them up and they are yellow. Yeah. They are meadow buttercups, which I've never heard of. I've seen the little buttercups in our yard at times. But I've never seen buttercups that are that big. And they said they're called meadow buttercups. So I thought that was kind of cool. So unless I find some, excuse me, some other nature for you to see, I will be back after I get up the hill. Talk to you later. Bye. So after coming up that hill, we're taking a little sit break. I don't know if that was really tiny. I'm not sure what that bird was. It's perched in that tree, but you can't really see it. Did you see that? There were a bunch of red-winged blackbirds, but once we got up here, we scared them away, unfortunately. I'm hoping they'll come back. And we had some robins that we scared away too. It's funny now, the ones that come to our yard, they aren't all that scared of us. But the ones in the wild,
Ones in our yard are in the wild.
well, true, they're wild, but they're happy to see us. And I have been posting some. Oh, sorry. I just lost my whole train of thought. Oh, I have been posting some shorts of the birds. Then there's oil rigs down there. I can't. All I can see is myself reflecting off of the camera. So hopefully I'm getting that for you all. Those things I think are neat. I like, and it kind of looks older. It might not be all that old, but metal, mechanical. Then there's a red-winged blackbird. But mechanical, metal, old stuff attracts me too. This traveler has all kinds of interests. So I'm going to turn this off for a little bit. We'll rest a little bit more, and when we're on our way, we'll bring you back. Lucy found a spot, and she was all rolling around in it. But now, by the time I get the camera back on and set up, she's up and sniffing around. Now, I don't know what that was, but you don't need to eat it. And as you can see, she is doing a lot better. I know a lot of you were praying for her, for us, and we appreciate that. She was happy to get out today. And sorry about if you hear my phone going off. I don't know what that's about. Because when I check, it says no notifications. I actually did just see a butterfly, but I didn't get it on here, and I think it's well gone by now. Those things fly fast too. And it looks like we're coming up to another hill. Let me see if I can get a different view of the oil well. At least I'm presuming that's what they were drilling for. It might be drilling for water, but I have a feeling it was probably more oil. And we're coming up to another hill that's going down, so I'm going to turn the camera off and we'll be back when we get down there. Before we went down the hill, we found some pretty honeysuckle, so we figured we'd share that. And now we're going to go down the hill. See you in a bit. So this here is garlic mustard, which actually can be invasive. We've actually gotten it at our house, and now it's taking over our oregano, so trying to get rid of that. But anyhow, after we get down the hill. We will be back. I don't think I'm going to stop and get anything before I get down the hill. See ya. Okay, we made it down the hill. I told Mrs. Traveler I'm building up her muscles because she has to hold on to me. And there's some down trees with all kinds of moss growing on them. We figure they probably will attract the woodpeckers. And then, are these violets? Did you see these little purple flowers? Purple is like my favorite color, so I'm always attracted to purple flowers. I'm not a pollinator though. I guess I could be.
Not violet.
Oh, do you know what they are, or do I need to get my phone out?
Unless they're like tight. Their leaves look like violet. Yeah, I guess they are violet.
Okay, they are violets. So, and then there's the ones in our yard get bigger, so they might be just a different variety of them. And they got a picnic table on the path here that you can picnic at. At least I can laugh at my not being able to remember words. Oh, and I am going to give a little commentary here. If you come out to parks, to whatever, in nature, and you have a dog, they have bags. Use the bag and pick up the freaking dog poop. Don't leave it around. It's not healthy. There could be diseases in there. You don't know. So, plus, people that are also walking along might step in it, and that's just not cool. So, people, be responsible and pick up your dog's poop. That's the end of my sermon for now. And so I think we're getting to the part where it loops back around. I think the stone path goes to the wooden path that heads back to the parking lot. I don't know where the grass path leads. Yeah. There's a tree. I don't know if it's losing its bark or if that's some kind of fungus on it. Kathy says it's losing its bark. Yeah, yeah, it probably was pretty old, that tree. And it looks like, I don't know if those are from woodpeckers or bugs. Oh, there's like, yeah, that's what I was looking at, the holes. There's little holes, so I wasn't sure if it was woodpeckers going at it or if it's the bugs. Kathy says both. Yeah, the woodpeckers probably come and eat the bugs. Which actually is why they peck at the wood, is to get the bugs. Down there, you can't really see it. It's a distance away, but down there is the river. So I guess we were further away from the wooden path than I thought. So, a bug just flew up my nose. Oh. Oh, you think that's funny? Mrs. Traveler thought that was funny, and I'm sorry that I got loud there. So, right now, There's not a whole heck of a lot to see but what you already seen, the trees and that. So when we get to a different part, I will bring you back. Okay, so we found a fern. I looked it up and it's called sensitive fern. I probably have seen this type of fern before, but I had never looked it up, and I thought the name sensitive fern was really cool, so I had to share it with you all. So now we're back on our way, and oh, now here's a flower I'm sure none of you have ever seen. The good old dandelion. I know some of you probably are thinking, we could make wine, huh? But anyhow, and actually the area we're in is big on wineries, which is another reason to come visit Madison, Ohio, if you like wine. We actually are not big on the wine drinking, but anyhow, once we find some more honeysuckle. Is that more honeysuckle there, honey? So, we'll be back on our next find. Okay, so now we're off the really rocky part, and it's more dirt. And, and there's some dead trees stacked, so I don't know if they did that or if they did it naturally. And then there's another trail that is kind of a more hey, Mrs. Traveler says youth-oriented, or healthy-bodied old person path there, which we won't be taking. Oh, vines! I can remember we had a summer camp, and the trees used to have those, and we used to swing from them. I don't think I'll try it now, though. But anyhow, we should be coming up to where this path joins the, there's a wooden path, and then we can head back to the parking lot. Though there's some neat things to see on the wooden path too. At least I thought we were getting to the point where it met the wooden path. Now I'm beginning to wonder. Now I know this wooden path, and I know that this hooks up to it. I just didn't realize it was this long. So I apologize. Well, you got to see the cool vines and some neat dead trees. And there's a cool rock. But anyhow, more of the field for the pollinators. I will be back in a bit. So we're back now. No, we have not found the wooden path yet. We will, though. But we did find some bugle weed, which are really pretty. Apparently it's okay for birds, but make sure if you see that your pet doesn't, because it's madly toxic to dogs and cats when I looked it up. So I figured I'd share that with you. And there's another picnic table, and hopefully there's no hills coming up, because Mrs. Traveler said that if I say anything about the wooden path and there's a hill, she's pushing me down it. So you may never get to see this film because Mrs. Traveler killed me. And you all know that's she said that she's not killing me, that she's just kicking me down the path, and it's the fall that'll kill me, not her. We'll see if that holds up in court. But anyhow, we'll be back the next neat thing we find. So, believe it or not, we're doing a little mini celebration here. So I don't know if you can see that, but that is a wooden path. And Mrs. says that I am saved. And Lucy's stopping to sniff another tree, of course. So we're going to head towards the parking lot. Oh, look at, is there?
Oh, an inchworm.
Yeah, there's an inchworm on the sign. Inchworm, measure me an inch.
Oh.
Isn't that how the song goes?
Nothing like that.
Well, that's good, because then I won't get
Say
dinged.
that on there?
Yes, I won't get dinged. That's why I sang it that way. So now this is very handicapped accessible. The wooden path, wheelchairs, walkers will have no issue on this at all. I actually have picked up my step here. Imagine that. That butterfly path, if you're in a wheelchair, I'd pass on. I think I don't know if I got that bird or not, hadn't chirped at us and then flew. Anyhow, don't take that, even if you're on a walker, I wouldn't take that path because it's a lot longer than I thought it was. And I'll be honest, I'm hurting a little bit now. So there's another pretty purple flower. I think that might be, is that the, that kind of looks different than violets though.
It's not violets. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, and I don't feel like getting my phone out, to be honest. Well, here's another flower I want to check out. So we'll be back in a couple seconds after I check these flowers out for you. So these purple flowers are wild geraniums. And then this flower here what did I say that white flower was? Some kind of water leaf. And I just looked it up like a second ago and I forget. There's another one back there. Let me check my phone here. A Virginia water leaf. So we thought that was cool. And yeah, there's some kind of flower, but that's way too far away to be able to identify it. So we'll be back in a bit.